right, we were harvesting this field. And again, we got the big boy header. I'm gonna cut down some more trees because I want money for that harvester. Alright, so last time we were harvesting, and I harvested the big field because I was having some fun. I want to cut down some of these trees because I want to get wood so I can get that combine faster. Alright. Again, I want to take a break from this, but again, I really want money for that harvester. It fills up too fast. There we go. The pipe for this thing is not that long, not long enough to be comfortable with emptying onto a trailer. I gotta go get that guy. He's got the combine's full. Hello. Man, Pinecone, I kind of am jealous of you living in Australia. So, apparently, you wanna know how great my country is? Pinecone, do you wanna? Like, I'm asking you, do you wanna? Remover 2020? Yeah. So you want to know how good our country is? So in 1965, right? 1960s, my country was pretty racist, and so the civil rights got, you know, put into place. Everybody fought for their rights and shit. And one of the acts in 1964, it outlaws discrimination in the workplace based on race, sex, or age. And it's gone. It got revoked today. So now, in my country, after 60 years, you can now not hire someone based on their race. 60 years of progress. Gone. Evaporated to dust. We just got set back almost over half a century. Yeah. Okay, I don't really get political here, but Pinecone, what do you Australians think about what's going on in America right now? And I won't be offended about what you say. Just be honest. Like, do you Australians think we're going downhill? Do you think we're a shit show in the world or something? Because honestly, I won't be offended about what you say. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, yeah, right now, like, even though people will fail to admit it, like, right now, our, like, situation here, it's bad. I don't like getting political that much, but we basically just essentially elected Nazis. It is bad. It is gonna go downhill. And we have about 1,458 days to go. Wow. And it's stupid because they say they all say like, oh, we're gonna make the economy. Like, what do you mean? About the firefighters? People, like... Oh, yeah, by the way, our politicians are so bigoted that even though people right now are trying their best to put out a giant-ass fire that is 23,000 acres wide, they're like, oh, look at our firefighters, they're bad. Like, these guys are actual cowards. Oh, like, no offense, they don't care. They really don't care. Like, honestly, Like, I care, like, if there was a fire, I really do feel bad. Like, trust me, like, we literally, quote-unquote, have plans on, you know, annexing Canada and changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico. But, you know, screw the economy that's been in shambles for the last year. 2020, oh yeah, I remember it. Man, we thought 2020 was bad. Wait till you see 2025. It is going to be a shit show. I will say, if you think your country is in a bad place right now, Pinecone, at least you're not here. Like, it is actually scary, because every single hour, it just gets worse and worse. Honestly, that might be a benefit. That might be a benefit to a certain degree. Like, YouTube, like, I get, don't ban YouTube for under 16. But TikTok, oh, especially Instagram, just, I don't think anybody under 16 or even 18 should use Instagram. Instagram is vile. I've never seen more degeneracy. It's okay, dude. At least you're losing social media, we are losing rights. Yeah, we're going to shit. Yeah, I have lost damn near any faith. I've lost almost all faith in my government right now. Like, the amount of failure is unexcusable. Nice. I have played it. I'm not the best, I'm gonna be honest. Ugh. I know I keep saying about it, and I know I keep yapping, but dude, yeah. Like, you may not... I'm not trying to be mean, but you probably can't even comprehend how just shady my government is. It is very shady. Doesn't even matter what side you go on to. Like it's super duper shady. Yes. Yes. Oh, you know what I want to get? This thing comes from Australia, apparently. I want to get one of these bad boys. It's an Australian scuba tank, and it lasts 10 minutes underwater. Apparently, you can refill it on the go. Look at this little thing. I gotta get one. The only problem is, in a lot of the United States, the water here is very murky and disgusting. I hate the water here. The only clear water you're gonna find is in pools. Yeah, it's called the Lung. I think it's called T500 Lung. Our water's clear at beaches. Oh, yeah, are your waters clear or are they murky? I mean, every country has murky and clear water. But honestly, most of my state in Illinois, we have murky water. Currently, I'm jealous. See, Australia has some good ass water, man. Not that murky. Oh, you got the good water. Oh, and also there's an I think, let's see, is Walkabout Australian? Hold on. It is, where is it? Is it an Australian cup? Is Walkabout Mother Bins come from Australia? Oh, it's in the United States. I thought it was, because it had a kangaroo. Look at this bad boy. Oh, it literally has the United States flag. I'm stupid as shit. That is a big 141 meters square cubed. I'm sorry, buddy. No, you don't. No, you freaking don't. Like, at least right now, you really don't. Look, man, I'm almost 20 years old. But, just trust me. If you ever want to come here, just stay away from us for the next 5 years. Actually, even if you can even get into the country right now, you can imagine we're gonna tighten up we might tighten up borders very quickly, even for people that can come in. Well, why? Because it does not look like it, but we kind of might be going towards fascism. Oh yeah, you're English. Oh yeah. I don't know. If you are not, I think even, like, honestly, good luck even getting into the country, even if there was another president in, because I've heard getting into the country and being able to get in even legally, is a pain in the ass. You have to file for paperwork, and you have to wait for months just to get in. Like, Penguin Z0 had a team from Australia, and they had to wait months to get in, and when they were able to get in, they were suddenly denied. Our ability to process, you know, green card is kind of awful. Oh, if you got a pass to get in, yeah, you can get in. If you're gonna swim anywhere in the United States, I would say stick to, like, maybe California. Maybe Florida would definitely be a great area to go. Just be aware. You know what? Honestly, if you can survive Australia, you can survive Florida. Florida's got some pretty good water, and Florida has some pretty good underwater caves. However, in my opinion, you should never attempt underwater caves unless you have very high skill level, as they are very dangerous, and all rules of swimming are practically useless under caves, or almost all of them. Swim too fast, you'll... Oh, but if beaches, California is the way to go. California, like, has really good beaches, and so does, Eastern Florida. Actually, either that or, yeah, just any part of coastal Florida, very good beaches. But I like West Coast beaches a lot better. They can get a little bit cold on the West Coast. On the West Coast, I went in June, and it was still a little bit chilly. But another time I went to Disneyland, or World. By the way, if you ever go to Disney World, you better be packing at least, like, a couple $1,000s, because it is ridiculously overpriced. But on, nuh-uh. For you, June is winter. You know why? Because Australia is in the southern hemisphere, which means, and you know, America is in the northern hemisphere. June for us is hot. For you, it's cold. Right now, it is January, which means for us, it is stupid cold, and for you, it's probably stupid hot. Let me go see how hot Australia is right now. Like right now, my location, it's like under freezing. So, like, let's say Celsius. Right now, it is, at my home, it is -5 degrees Celsius. You, on the other hand, let's just say, where is it? Is that Sydney? Melbourne. And in Melbourne right now, it's 21. Oh yeah, right now, my pond, let's see, Sydney. That should be south. Right now in Sydney, it is 25 degrees Celsius. Because right now the sun is in your hemisphere. However, expect it to start getting a little bit colder because the sun is starting to move its way up north, and right now it's going to get warmer on our end. Yeah. In the northern hemisphere, it's really cold right now, and in the southern where you live, it's hot. However, in June, it is hot for us, cold for you. In December, it is cold for us and hot for you. In fact, I remember when America was literally like, everything was freezing, and then you looked in Australia, and it was like probably 110 degrees Fahrenheit, or roughly probably like 40 C. I love June. It is awesome. June is also a chaotic month. On June 4, 1980, the weirdest tornado event happened where so many anticyclonics occurred. Actually, an anticyclonic for us is a cyclonic for you. What's not? What's not correct? Please tell me. Oh, the temperature conversion? I don't know the rough conversion. Or I don't know the exact conversion, so I'm just kind of estimating. Yeah, I didn't expect to be correct there. Cause yeah, you're probably more right than I am, because I kind of deal with Celsius. But actually, you know what's interesting about Australia? Unlike America, your tornadoes normally spin clockwise. Up here, they spin counterclockwise. However, an anticyclonic in our area is a clockwise spinning one. Anticyclonic tornadoes in your country will spin counterclockwise. Australia, although it is not... Yeah, I'm about to say, it is not the best geography for tornadoes. Yeah, well, every country, every continent except for Antarctica does have tornadoes. You just don't get a lot. Like, if I go to Tornado Archive, you probably get a couple of EF, like, zeros, I believe. See if I have any data over at Australia. Oh yeah, right now, I am, including New Zealand, I mean, probably wouldn't dox your age, just saying. Right now, including New Zealand, it is reported that both Australia and New Zealand have 1,451 tornadoes. 42 people have died on record, and 232 have been injured. Your strongest tornado that you've ever had appears to be F4. The strongest tornado that ever hit in Australian history appears to have struck south of Cambria. What that is? It struck southwest of a town called Bundaberg. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It traveled west. If a tornado strikes Australia, does it travel west? Because in America, I think you have American radars. Let me see. You may have NexRad radars. If you do, I think I can access them. Oh hell yeah, I can access Australian radar networks. ACED. If you live close to Sydney, you're going to be using, let's see. Give me a second. You're going to be using ASTH or AWAP. On my area, I use a radar codenamed KILX. It's located in a town called Lincoln, Illinois, and it provides much of Illinois with its radar data. The question is, interesting question is, do you guys use WSR 88s? Let's see. Satellite. Wollongong. Okay, remember that name. I gotta remember that. Wollongong, or whatever it's called. I can actually access radar history. So if you had a storm on a specific date and time, I'm able to access it. Let's see if I can find it. Actually, I'm just gonna search it up. Does Australia use WSR 88Ds? Let's see, NEXRAD. I know we have NEXRAD radars on Puerto Rico. We also have it on the Virgin Islands, Guam. But currently, I have access to weather data or weather radars on the entire continental United States, its territories, as well as Australian and European weather radars. For example, apparently in America, our radars start with a K, or yeah, it starts with a K. In Australia, well, okay, so America and Australia have 4-letter digits, and the first digit in Australia's are going to be A's. In America, it's a K. Canada has a 5-letter digit, and all their radars codes, they begin in CA. For example, radar names in America, like code names, like mine is KILX. In Illinois, we have KLOT. Some of the surrounding ones, KIWX, KIND, yeah, that spells kind, KVWX. Oh yeah, the PS5 is pretty good, however, if you want better compatibility, you have to get PS5 clients. What am I saying, right? You see this? It has PS4. PS4, you're gonna have these like little screens, and it's gonna show like you know, like the little tabs for your games. It's gonna show PS4. A lot of your games have PS5 or PS5 upgrades. The PS5 labeled games, they are better at, you know, they can process better on the PlayStation 5. And if your question is, can you use a PS4 disc on PS5? Yes. Yes, you can. And, question if you have it, can you use a PS4 disc to run a PS5 copy? For example, I know I'm not trying to be confusing right now, but, for example, when I play Minecraft, right now, it's on a PlayStation 5 copy. It's a copy, right? Or it's, it's a client is what it's called. However, I can still use my PS4 disc to initiate my PS5 copy. A lot of games will have copies or like PS5 upgrades. If you can get the PS5 upgrade, do it. It will lag a lot less. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, and Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn are very good games. Those games slap. Overall, the PlayStation 5 is pretty good. If you had to ask me what you should get for it, I do recommend, it is expensive, is to get a better drive. They have like 850 gigabytes of drive, but if you download big games like Call of Duty and stuff, and you do games that size, be ready to start, you know, be ready to fill your storage drive. Yeah, I was actually looking at MSN weather and I saw a cell going off. It's near a town called Brisbane, or southeast of there, and there's another cell that looks like it's southwest. Oh, a little couple cells. So I can barely... Oh, you guys don't. Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. I cannot say it wrong right. And by the way, don't be upset. I will not be upset if you mispronounce names of towns. Challenge: pronounce names of towns in Illinois or in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got the weirdest town names. Brisbane. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm about to say, because it's a different... Although it's still English, it's definitely like a different like pronunciation. Don't worry, there's this town in Illinois that's called Decatur, and I always called it Decatur. So, yeah. That's why I'm afraid of being weatherman out on TV. Hey, there is a severe weather warning for Brisbane, or whatever. Oh, also tornado warning in, Decatur? Another one? Yeah, you get the point. I would mispronounce every name in there. Because I am bad at names. Canberra. Hey, that's southwest of Sydney. It's a big town. A, B, A. Looks like those are interstate. Some sort of like mass transportation system. Let's see, do Australian radars... Oh! Oh, nah. Australian radars seem to only have 3 modes. I don't think... Is Australian radars not dual polar? Man, if America ever gets rid of its WSRs, we gotta give them to Australia or sell them. You gotta get dual polarization. What? I don't know. I don't know if Australian radars are dual polared. If you don't know, our radars, they not only fire like this, they fire like that. So they fire in both axes. WSR means Weather Surveillance Radar. The 88 means it was made in 1988, and the D on the end means Doppler. They are a system of 159 radars spread thoroughly across the United States. It's the source of every, like all of our radar in our country, our weather radar, it comes from that. And the system is called NEXRAD, or Next Generation Radar. I'm nerding out, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Oh, they're increasingly they're starting to become dual polar. I mean, you guys probably don't need as much dual polar as we do, because a lot of dual polar helps us with tornadoes. You guys do not get tornadoes that much. Like what bad ratings? Bad ratings for what? I'm confused. For weather? 15 plus? What? Oh, like what ratings? You guys have different ratings. Like, in terms of video games, are you saying we have bad ratings? Oh yeah, if you're saying, oh yeah, it's garbage. Like, for example, give me a second. Our ratings in our country are so bad. Here, I'll show you in a second. And I'll show you why. I heavily agree with you in what you just said. They are not good. Okay. Actually, technically in America, it's not legal to purchase if you're a minor and you go try to purchase an M16 game, they can't legally sell it to you. Okay, now I have no hate against these games. I'm gonna show. Okay, so you see this? What? Oh yeah. If you're a kid and you try to get an M16 game or an M17 game, they can't legally sell it to you. If I'm not wrong. So basically, if you're a kid and you're under 18, you cannot legally go buy GTA 5. So you see this? This is Just Cause 3. It's a pretty good game. Now, this is an M game, right? And this, by the way, no hate against these games. I love both these. This is Grand Theft Auto. This game has violence, destruction, or not destruction, I don't know why I count. Violence and strong language, and that's basically it. This game has violence, strong language, nudity. It also has online features, and both these games, they have the same rating. Now, I like both games, but GTA should not be compared to to Just Cause 3. Like, there is cussing and violence, but literally in Grand Theft Auto, if you really wanted to, you could literally go see boobs. Like, I'm not joking. You could literally go see nudity. So, why the hell is Just Cause 3 compared to, you know... Yeah, 15 plus is a good age. What is JC3's rating in Australia? MA15. Yeah, that's a better rating for it. That is way better. How about GTA 5? I'm not saying GTA 5 is a very bad game. It's a good game. But it's just not for... It shouldn't be ever compared to Just Cause. GTA 5 rating in AU is... There you go. Yeah, your ratings are better. You actually know... Your country knows how to rate games properly. However, in America, we have a rare, and I mean a rare, rating. It's called AO, which means adults only. They're very rare because a lot of stores in my country do not like to sell them. Like these have extreme amounts of sex, gore, gambling present, and very, very heavy violence. The most popular game that was ever AO was GTA San Andreas. There was a thing called Hot Coffee where it was very, provocative. That's all I'm gonna say. It was not a good thing. However, even though they had Hot Coffee in the files, they did not put it in the game. So when it was found, they put an AO on it, and then the developers took the code out of it, and then they had it back changed down to M. R18. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think Just Cause 3 is like an adults only game. Yes, again, it's got cussing and violence, but it's not as... I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea why. Well, no offense, but there's some questionable parenting methods over the pond. Wait a second. Hey, I'm wrong. Huh. Brisbane F5 recorded on February 22nd, 1876. Terrific tornado destroyed many houses. Huh. So it looks like you guys apparently did have F5 tornado. F5 tornadoes, well, currently in America, they're called EF5s. They are rare, extremely destructive tornadoes. Almost unsurvivable above ground. Asphalt ripped from the road. Cars tossed more than a mile. Train cars rolled. Railroad tracks ripped. Well-built houses swept completely down to the freaking concrete slab. Grass ripped from the roots. Trees shredded down to stubs. Basically, when an EF5 rolls through a town, there's often nothing really that exists. Yeah, we do. And places like Moore, they don't have a lot of basements because the ground is so hard, they don't want to dig into it. And that caused a lot of people to lose their life. We have not seen an F5 tornado ever since May 20th of 2013. See that? That is what an EF5 does. Let's see. Just look at this. It looks like a nuke went off. Like, again, some of the strongest houses, like some very strong... I don't know. Like, for example, one EF5 in America, it was so strong, it ripped a 3-foot trench, roughly in your measurement, a meter deep trench into the ground. It picked up a car and chucked it at a water tower, and it ricocheted off. Another tornado on the same day as that one ripped an 800-pound vault out of the ground, ripped its door off, and severely mangled it. It also was responsible for vaporizing concrete-built homes to dust. Like, well-built homes were just slabs, which basically means that nothing exists except for the foundation itself. Another thing, like the first EF5. Now, if you're wondering, first EF5, we used to use the F scale, which means Fujita. But in 2007, we changed it to the EF scale, called Enhanced Fujita. And in 2007, this town called Greenfield, Kansas, got 95% of its buildings destroyed. Like, almost the entire town was wiped out. Damn near everything was destroyed. And it all happened at night, too, so they couldn't see it coming. But the most infamous tornado is the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, which may be the strongest tornado on Earth. Like, I honestly cannot put into words just how destructive that one was. Again, like, that tornado was so bad that if you couldn't survive above ground, or you had a very rare chance of surviving it. And then what's scary is that that was on May 3rd of 1999. On May 20th, another, in May there was an F5, but then or 1999 there was an F5, and in 2013 there was an EF5 that went almost the same exact path. It was May 3rd all over again. And then, literally 11 days after that EF5, just a couple of or not just a couple, but just less than 15 miles away, the El Reno EF5 would touch down. The widest tornado on Earth. 2.6 miles. Let's see, how many kilometers? That is a 4.8. That is 4.18 kilometers wide. That is a humongous tornado. Again, whatever 4.18 kilometer wide or 2.6 mile wide tornado. The thing was huge, and unfortunately, it resulted in the deaths of 4 tornado chasers. Because there's these things called subvortices. They look like small tornadoes inside of one. And when the tornado was striking down, a lot of people mistook the subvortices for being the actual tornado. They thought it'd be like this wide, but in reality it was this. So it lured a lot of people to go close to it until they realized that literally that was a subvortice, and so therefore, again, it killed 8 people, and 4 of them were storm chasers. The Twistex crew, it was killed. The entire team. Father, son, and a documenter. Let's see, so like... Only 8. But if you think that's bad, wait till you see the Tri-State, which has its 100-year anniversary today. The Tri-State is responsible for killing 695 people and injured 2,028. It tracked from southeast Missouri all the way through southwest Indiana. It tracked for over 200 miles and just obliterated it. And you want to know what the bad thing is? In that time of the country, 100 years ago, in my country, it was actually illegal to say the word tornado or twister on news because they were afraid it would cause public disturbance and public anxiety. So yeah, like right now, tornado, if I said that 100 years ago, this stream would have gotten me banned and in legal trouble. Oh. This thing's 3.9 tons? How? Like, metric ton. Let's see, Australia has a recorded 1,152 tornadoes and a little bit above 20 fatalities and 106 deaths. Now, let's compare it to America. America, we have, let's see, December 31st, 2020, oh, country equals US. We have had ever since we've been recording, we have 61,812 tornadoes, and in our history, 18,936 people have been killed by tornadoes, and 153,000 people have been injured. If you want to see how just rampaged we are with tornadoes, well, this picture, oh, give me a second. Warning, if you ever use Tornado Archive, you better have a good computer. Nice. Look at all those dots. Just everywhere. It is super, like, east of the Rockies, it is super hard to get, you know, more than 10 miles away from where a tornado has ever struck. Yeah. Just on, just look at this madness. We are just lambasted with tornadoes. Oh, and my application just crashed. Man, where is that one spot that, like, literally 3 EF5s went? There's a town called Tanner, Alabama, I think it's Alabama, where the elevation is 666 feet, and it's had not one, not two, but 3 EF5s. 3 EF/F5 tornadoes have gone through Tanner. And if you live in Moore, Oklahoma, the city's been hit by 1 EF5, 1 F5, and at least a couple of F/EF4s. Moore, Oklahoma is a tornado magnet, and so is Chicago. Chicago gets a lot of tornadoes. The most infamous was the Plainfield. And you know what the unfortunate thing about the Plainfield tornado was? Is it got no warning. Usually we have a tornado warning that can give you up to 15 minutes ahead of time. But unfortunately in Plainfield, there was no warning. And this tornado, instead of going northeast, it went southeast. But the great thing about the weather, you know, the weather agency or the National Weather Service in my country, is that after that incident happened, they took accountability and they upgraded every radar. They retrofitted every single radar in the system. They retrained their staff and upgraded and redid everything. How do people get subs? Just get videos, make good videos, and yeah, that should get you some. You just gotta be patient, I tell you. This header is 15.3 meters long, or wide. Like, bruh. We both come from lands of chaos. Australia's got some crazy animals, and America is the land where literally a giant rotating column of air a mile wide can just destroy everything in its path. Right now, it's currently very cold. Our pond has 8 inches of ice, which ice on our pond is so thick that I took a pickaxe and I beat the living shit out of the ice, and it's still in pretty good shape. I was doing this because this is a great way to measure depth of our pond. We were drilling holes in our ice and putting a tape measure down to see how deep our pond was. And currently, again, our ice is 8-inch thick, which is strong enough to support you jumping on it. At least me and my dad were able to sit on it. Oh yeah, the ice is that thick. And you guys want to hear a tip? Ice thickness below 2 inches is not safe. However, if it's like 3 to 8 inches, it can be pretty safe, but just still always be careful about ice. If it's clear, it's great. I'm pretty sure clear ice is strong. A bit stronger than non-clear ice, because the clear ice has no air in it. No weakness. Or little weakness, that is. Huh, another off-topic thing I have to ask. Isn't your currencies... Your paper bills have windows in them, right? I have a Mexican bill, and look at that! It's got a little window in it. See it? It's got a little window. Pretty sure Australian cash has windows. American cash has no history of windows. Huh. That's interesting. Windows are very good. It makes counterfeiting just a bit more difficult. If America got if America put windows in their bills, counterfeiting an American bill would be nigh impossible. Only one country is able to make perfect... Sorry there. I'm back. But yeah, our ice, right now it's so thick you can take an all-terrain vehicle and drive on it. It is that thick. And I've done it before. I've actually driven an ATV on ice. I remember one year we had a confirmed 7.5 inch thick ice because my dad took a chainsaw and cut out a piece out, and I measured it. And it took at least 20 minutes for me to melt it using water. Now we got 8-inch ice, which is our record thickness. And the minimum ice I measured, I drilled at least about 5 or somewhere around that many holes. And the minimum thickness of ice I got was 5-inch. Okay, actually, I probably need to make a community post stating that I have a brand new schedule. What, the schedule? You know what I plan on doing? We have this giant post on our property that we don't use, and my plan is to make a system where I can pull 4 cameras up there, and they're gonna point in all 4 cardinal directions, so I can get almost a 20+ mile view everywhere. And this system is not that pricey, actually. If you don't know, we have a giant ass pole, and we built it or had it commissioned because we wanted very good internet. And so we have this tower that we want to try to hit, or we tried to hit, right? And we built the pole, and we found out with a drone, by the way, this pole was a couple thousand, and we found out it was too short. So, oopsie, we accidentally just blew shitload of money on accident on a giant post that's basically just sitting in our property. Yeah, big. I'm like, wow, that was a big waste of money. Like, we needed to go about another 3 meters or 10 foot. Well, I'm like, you know what? What if we put cameras up there? So that way, you know, if you don't know, like the weather stations, they have this like little network where you can put, where they have like cameras and they view out through the city and see what the weather's like. We're gonna build that. I have a weather station for it that's not deployed on it. I want to do it before May of this year. Man. I know I keep like going to different topics, but I have to ask you a question. Do you know what CAPE is, or CAPE? Like the acronym? I wonder what the CAPE levels are at. CAPE means convective available potential energy, and it's measured in joules per kilogram. It is the measure of instability in the atmosphere. You need 150 CAPE to form a thunderstorm, and 1,500 to form a tornado. And one day we had a thunderstorm, and the CAPE. Remember, we need 150 CAPE for a thunderstorm, and the CAPE level was at like 3,000. 3 freaking thousand. Want to see what you want to know what happens when a thunderstorm goes in a 3,000 CAPE? Let's see how many more times is that? Wonder what happens when a thunderstorm gets 20 times the amount of fuel it needs. This is not sped up, by the way. This is a thunderstorm on 3,000 CAPE. Almost some pretty high CAPE for a thunderstorm. You can see me pan. Just nuts. Again, remember, you only need 150 CAPE, and this storm was able to feed off 3,000. That is double the amount required for a tornado. And so therefore, yeah, a lot of those storms like that will be formed off a very high CAPE. And then a few days ago, like before that, another very high CAPE atmosphere occurred. Give me a second. I have to see how much CAPE there was. One of the coolest signs in nature you can ever see. August 27th, 2024. I'm sorry, chat. I gotta go find the sounding, because I have access to soundings where I can see like the CAPE of any single day between now and 1990. Let's see. Illinois, Lincoln, Illinois. Gotta go to August 27th. Let's see, is it 0C? Not 28th. I think I was wrong. I don't think it was 3,000 CAPE. Oh, never. Oh my god, it was. Damn! Never mind, it's not 3,000 CAPE, that's 6,000. At surface. That is extreme. If a tornado was supposed to spawn in that, it would have been easily high-end EF4. Again, That storm had 40 times the amount of instability it needed. 6,000. That is, again, it may not sound like that much. That is a lot of instability. That is very severe. Remember, the highest CAPE recorded was in Illinois, and it was in 8,000. Why did the thunderstorm happen? Why did it happen? Because the amount of instability. Luckily, the wind shear was really bad that day, and a tornado, the chance for a tornado to form was hindered by it. This is a sounding. Ever heard of an inversion cap? See how that line goes up? It's gonna go up, and then it's gonna stop, and it's gonna go back. That is a heat inversion cap. That is amazing. You all know why? Because it can stop severe weather, but if it breaks, the heat is allowed to rise up and convect. If the hot air can go up and the cold air can go down, it can supply storms with the required amount of ingredients to form severe weather, including large hail, wind, heavy winds, and tornadoes. Another word you just heard me mention is what's called shear. And again, I'm sorry if I just keep yapping. Shear is the relation or the change of wind speed and direction on either a horizontal or vertical axis. For example, at ground level, the wind speed is relatively low, but if you go up higher, it's gonna get faster. Or it could get faster or slower, and it could be going a different direction. For example, if you look at these are called wind barbs. So you can see at the ground, the air was actually going west. However, if you went about 13,000 feet above, it was actually going east. Each full tick, like when it only has one tick, it's 5 kilometers an hour. If it has every half tick after that is 5 kilometers an hour, a full tick is 10, and a flag is 50. Oh, by the way, lapse rates for tornadoes, or unstable lapse rates, are anything above 6, and 0 to 3 kilometers was 3.6 Celsius per kilometer, 3 to 5 was 6.4, and at the 850 to 500 millibar, and 700 to 500 millibar was 6.4. So, unstable lapse rate. Actually, nope, I was wrong. All the lapse rates was 7.1 Celsius per kilometer to 7.5, so that's unstable lapse rate. Again, CAPE was 6,017, which is extremely unstable and volatile. Oh yeah, right, actually watch this. Right here, actually, let me get that. August 28th. And you know how I showed you that cap? Look at that right there. See it? There is no cap. It's smoothed. The cap is what we call eroded, which means it's practically gone. And without that cap, that means that hot air can rise up and fuel those thunderstorms. And that is precisely why those thunderstorms got super duper nuts. Because there was no heat inversion cap to stop them from firing off. You can demonstrate this by boiling some water in a pot, and imagine taking a lid and covering it. That would be like your cap, and when it goes off, That's basically like that lid to your pot flying off. Just because an area has a cap in it doesn't mean it's immune from severe weather. It can get so severe that it takes a little bit of effort for the storms to break it, but really severe storms can eventually erode and destroy the cap, leading to severe weather. I just cannot get any word to describe how that is crazy. I knew that day had some pretty high shear. I was wrong. Like the lowest shear was 3,080 or 3,800. Even that is still strong. But 6K? If you don't know what a sounding is, every like 12 hours of the day, some weather stations will send up a weather balloon, and it costs them roughly $200 per balloon, so it's not like extremely expensive. But this weather balloon will go up in the sky, it'll collect data, and it forms this, which is a sounding. And this sounding, we can tell the wind shear, instability, lapse rate, you know. Precipitable water said 47 millimeters, 4.7 centis. That's not bad. That's a pretty good amount of water. This shouldn't be too difficult to cut down. What is the best, in this game? I think it might be Poplar. Wood chips are busted. I think it's Poplar. However, Poplar's maintenance expensive. A good crop to start off is what I'm doing. I'm getting sorghum and I'm turning it into flour and then that into bread. Right now, I'm making at least $250,000 per harvest. If you're gonna go with raw products, which I suggest you go with sorghum and bread, I suggest you grow soybean. Soybean's a pretty good crop, but again, the sorghum to bread grind is way more profitable. Oh, I see you, man. Oh. Ugh. Oh. Damn it. I'm actually kind of starting to get a little bit worried about my job career. I'm trying to become a wind turbine technician. And apparently they might try to start, removing benefits and tax subsidiaries to wind farms, apparently. Well, shit, I'm in for a rough time, ain't I? I say again, I don't like getting political, but we are so cooked. Yeah. Well, guys, it was fun knowing you guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough time now, ain't it? I'm gonna fight through this. I ain't gonna give up. That's what they want. Oops. This might be a heavy one. Probably like 12 ton. Stop moving. Stop. Stop moving. Thanks. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go. See you guys. I'm gonna get off for the night. See ya. See you tomorrow. I may have to do a lot of homework tomorrow. So yeah, see ya.